The data career that you've been planning for is undergoing a radical transformation. That roadmap that promised a straightforward path to success is being redrawn in real time. In 2000, I was a wizard creating DTS packages and crystal reports that would make you cringe today. I've watched teams build Power BI empires that cost millions of dollars in compute just to produce reports that could have been Excel spreadsheets. And let's be honest, they were exported to Excel anyways. Now, the uncomfortable truth, every single one of those essential skills is now a fossil. The roadmap that you were sold, learn SQL, learn Tableau, coast into a six-figure sunset, is completely dead. And if you are still learning to code, while an AI can generate production-grade Delta Live tables pipelines in 6 seconds, you aren't an engineer. You are a manual laborer in a world of industrial automation. Now, in the next few minutes, I'm giving you the new playbook. We're moving past tutorial hell and into the reality of the 2026 job market. Because while the traditional analyst is being automated out, the value of a strategic architect has never been higher. You see the headlines, 35% growth in data careers, but those numbers don't tell you about the thousands of nearly identical resumes hitting my desk every morning. So, what you're facing is a paradox. Companies are desperate for data leaders, yet the entry-level market is a total traffic jam. Everyone has these same COVID and Titanic datasets in their GitHub. Everyone has that same basic SQL certification. And here is how you escape that traffic jam. Stop being a technician and start being a decision maker. When I get someone in an interview and ask them about their approach to data modeling, what an SCD is, or how to choose between a snapshot or an incremental load, I usually get blank stares. I can't even get to the coding part of the interviews because they can't explain the basic architecture behind the medallion architecture. Now, if you want to jump over that junior landscape directly into senior roles that are actually in abundance, you have to master these things. 1, distributed compute. Stop thinking in rows and start thinking in partitions. 2, data modeling. If you don't know the difference between a star schema and a snowflake schema, or you're not able to explain what medallion architecture is, then you become a liability to my data warehouse. 3, governance. Knowing how to build a pipeline is a commodity. Knowing how to secure it and optimize it is actually what the career calls for. The dirty secret, AI has ended the era of gatekeeping. If your value is tied to remembering window function syntax, then you have zero leverage out there anymore. I don't care that you can write code. I care that you can justify the code to cache and make good decisions for the code that does get written. The biggest mistake I see out there right now, treating AI like it is a replacement for thinking. AI writes perfect code that destroys business logic. I've seen LLM-generated pipelines that look absolutely flawless, but they're using join conditions that would wipe out a CFO's quarterly reporting. You need to stop being a coder and stop being a building inspector. AI is like a hyperactive intern with a hallucination problem. It can process data, but it doesn't understand your governance surface area. It doesn't know that the cool new tool it suggested adds $5,000 a month to your Snowflake bill and has zero security documentation. If you aren't auditing your AI output with the eye of a skeptic who understands the physics of data, all those shuffles and optimizers, the actual hardware constraints that are going on within your clusters, you become a passenger on a ship with a blind navigator. So watch out for those icebergs. There is a silent epidemic of burnout in our field, but it's not just hard work, it's cognitive debt. Every easy tool that you've adopted to in the last 2 years adds a layer of complexity. As a director, I've seen teams collapse under the weight of shiny object syndrome. We built Ferrari engines for departments that just needed bicycles. You're on call at 3 a.m. for a system that has no business being that complex. If your work isn't used or trusted by the business, it isn't engineering, it's theater. To survive until 2030, you need to pivot. Deepen your bedrock. Don't just use Spark. Understand all what Shuffle is. Don't just use a lakehouse. Understand transaction logs. You need to understand the why behind the architecture so that you can fix it when the happy path fails. Number 2, horizontal. This is the offense. Broaden your context. You need to understand financial ops. So think of the cost of your code that you're writing, your security, so the risk of your data, and the governance, the actual trust in your numbers. AI can't navigate the politics of the boardroom. Your value is being that translator between the business and that technical requirement. You're the human who looks at a massive, complex system and guarantees that those numbers are correct. So stop guessing and start building trust. The technology will continue to accelerate. The API that you learned this morning will be depreciated by next year, but the business will never change. Companies will always need that single source of truth. They will always need reliability, and they will always need an architect, not a technician, to lead them through all the noise of that jungle. Adaptability isn't about knowing every tool, it's about being terrified of none of them. Stop following the happy path tutorials. Go build something intentionally, break the transaction log, and see if you can recover from it. That is how you learn engineering. If you want to move from tutorial hell into a production grade career, click this next video. I'm breaking down how to build a portfolio that actually speaks to a hiring manager's pain points and proves that you aren't just another commodity. I'll see you in the trenches.